Hi guys, it's Stephanie. It's Friday, July 28th. So today was a very good day today. Why? Because I was super busy and I didn't have my mind on any negativity. Okay? I just don't have time for it. The past few weeks or even a couple of months, business had been very slow on my full-time job. And when my days are busy like today, time goes by quickly. And on top of that, I left my job an hour early. I came home, I took a nice nap, I got some snacks to eat, and I feel rejuvenated. So that's incredibly good. I'm on my way right now to my last day on my healthcare work. And it's another hospice case, and I don't like hospice cases. I don't. I'm on a quest and a journey right now to seek out another part-time job that's not so sad, okay? Even though I'm only doing 3 hours per day with this person, it's a sad case. I don't like hospice work. So, on a lighter note, today's discussion is going to be about what kind of conversations or questions should you ask your girlfriend or your boyfriend. The one thing that I will not get into with my girlfriend or boyfriend is questions that are too deep, and I'm definitely not going to be too analyzing or critical, especially about their past. You know why? Because if I wasn't in my ex's past or my current girlfriend's past, what benefit will there be from these questions? I never ask people that I'm dating questions concerning their past and be hypercritical. It's a turnoff from many people. Before I continue, I want to say thank you to all my subscribers and to those people just visiting my channel today. If you guys find something that resonates with you, please consider unsubscribing. Thank you very much. Don't forget to share and give me a thumbs up. We'll be right back with more. So, every relationship has red flags. What is a very big red flag? Are there different color flags? No, there's only one flag and it's red. Red means beware or not continue the relationship. There's no caution flag. It's just a red flag. They mean stop. If you're driving, you see a red lights mean stop. All right. So anyways, in some relationships, you have different personalities that you have to deal with. Okay. One of my past relationships, I dealt with people that were not as affectionate as I was. Okay, I'm a very affectionate person, So therefore, I want them to be able to reciprocate the same affection back to me. If they can't, that's a red flag. But of course, that also depends on how many months you've been dating. If you're dating a month, it doesn't apply. If you're dating 2 months, it still doesn't apply. But if you're going on 3.5 months, it applies. There should be some reciprocality in affection, okay? In touching, in embracing, holding hands, etc. If there's none of that, that's a red flag. That means there could be some issues in that person you're dating that affected them when they were young, that they're just unable to reciprocate affection. Maybe they need more time, okay? Some people move very, very, very slow. I don't move slow. I don't move fast. I just want to express how I feel, and I expect to be getting that back too. So that's that on affection. The other thing that I watch out for is, I'm a trans person. I am a trans woman, okay? I've lived 50-50, half my life as male and the other half as female. I still have a lot of residual as male, but I'm okay with it. I'm happy because that makes up who I am. I'm a strong woman. I'm not afraid to be myself. Whether you accept me or not, that's a different story, okay? If you accept me and you know a little bit about my past, that's all you need to know. Begin to live your life happy with the person that you're with. The problem I have with the scenario is this. If you're dating somebody who is very analytical and judgmental, and they always have your past under the microscope, that's a red flag. If they always revisit some aspects of the conversation, that's a red flag. That means that they're stuck on the past and they just can't let go, and they're not in the present. In my relationship, both sides can reveal a little bit of their past, but that's all you have to do, okay? I say that's all you have to do because I never lived with them in their past when I didn't know them, and vice versa. And they didn't live in my past to know me. So nothing I did, whether good or bad, nothing that they did, whether good or bad, is going to affect me in my new relationship. If it does, there's some personal issues there that they need to take care of before they begin the relationship. It's not my job to discuss my personal problems that lingered with me from the past with my new relationship. Why should I do that? Why do I want to drag my girlfriend into my past life where she had no part of, and vice versa? It doesn't apply. But sometimes you get those people who have it in their head a certain topic or a certain conversation that they felt didn't make sense with them. Okay? For example, Leslie. I probably told her more than I needed to when I didn't even have to. Because when you're in a new relationship, you're starting to make memories, okay? Because you're living in the present. You're enjoying each other's company. You're going and doing fun things, kayaking, pickleball, swimming, right, Leslie? Having a great time, enjoying one another and learning about each other. Not wasting your whole time on past, okay? And you want to be in the present, okay, where you're making memories and enjoying yourself, to have something to talk about later when you're much older if this person is meant to be with you. Okay? I had another girlfriend that was the same way. Those were red flags. And obviously, they weren't able to let it go. And it would always reoccur to them. They tend to act like psychotherapists. And it's very confusing because they could be doing two things. Maybe they're just gaslighting so you can have an argument, so they can have a reason to say, well, you know, it's not working out, we're better off as just friends. That's a cop-out. It's a cop-out. These are people who tend to burn bridges when they leave because they want to get into a relationship, another relationship, quickly. Because this one, for various reasons, they don't like it. If they're a controlling person, that's what they can do too. They keep revisiting the same question that they felt they didn't get an answer for. Like you're being sequestered in a crime investigation or something. It's really crazy, isn't it? You know, I had a 10-year gap in my life where I was never in a relationship. So for 10 years, I did not get into an intimate relationship or date anybody. Those 10 years I spent concentrating on myself. I was just off of a fresh divorce, not one, but two. And I was also going through my transition. I was working 2 jobs, working very hard, going through my savings quicker than I ever did in my life. Going through a transition is thousands and thousands of dollars. My transition cost me almost $100,000, and I paid cash with all this stuff. I didn't go to my mother and my father, who hated my guts, and ask them, hey, I need to borrow $100,000 so I can pay for my transition. They weren't talking to me for 7 years already to begin with. And when I came out to my family, I did a job transfer back here to Florida, and I lived pretty much a recluse life. You know, I went to the gym, I was representing as female, I was working out. When I was male, I did some bodybuilding, and I was growing. I was getting accustomed to my true self. But anyway, if you go too deep in your relationship and you're telling your girlfriend too much about you, a lot of it may not make any sense. I didn't keep a diary on my life. Most people don't. But when you pick up someone always going back to revisit something you said, that means that they're still living in your past. No, they want to get into your past where they have no knowledge of and never affected them. If your past never affected somebody, why do they keep going back there? Are they looking for someone to gaslight? Are they being too analytical, too focused in your past when they should be concentrating on the present? You know, when I meet someone for the first time, it's exciting, it's fun. That's the way I want to keep it throughout my relationship, the first year anyway, you know, and not concentrating their past. Nobody has a perfect past. Everybody has some areas of their past that's checkered, okay? It's not solid, it's checkered, black and white, okay? Whatever they did with their exes has nothing to do with me. Whatever problem they had with any financial stuff had nothing to do with me. What has to do with me is, do I want to be in a relationship with this person, in this relationship, going through some things we are experiencing together now that's affecting both of us because we're in the present. My past and their past have nothing to do with one another. This is a fair shake for both of us. We should have learned from our past when it happened, okay? I should not pay for somebody's checkered past, and they should not pay for my checkered past. So why revisit to bring it into the open to discuss it just because? It doesn't make any sense. And most people who I've talked to about this, they actually agree with me. I had a phone conversation today with my old therapist, and that's the same thing they said to me. They say, you're absolutely right, Stephanie. They have issues. It's not your issue, it's their issue. So they shouldn't drag you into their issue. You know? It just doesn't make any sense. So these issues that are being uncovered and being revisited again and again and again is a red flag. It's a red flag for you to say, hey, this person will always have questions about you. You don't need to be in this. You want to be in a fresh relationship where you both could concentrate on one another to create memories to bring you closer, not get into the past where you're gonna push each other apart because of something you've uncovered. Who cares about that? Whatever you have in the past have nothing to do with them, and vice versa. The other thing that is a red flag is this. I once dated a nurse. Her name was Tracy. There's something about nurses that keep coming into my life. But anyway, I dated this other girl. It was going good until we were going out to a Halloween party with her friends, and her friends started to ask me questions about me. And I told them to the best of my knowledge. But I have a 10-year gap where I don't discuss my transition with people or what I did, because I spent those times by myself. There's no timeline there. I don't have a diary. I don't have a diary. My family wasn't talking to me for 7 of those years of the 10-year gap. And anyways, Tracy, everything was going good except this. I would come home and sometimes she would be stoned like a kite. She loved her marijuana. She loved her beer. Okay? Tracy was very pretty, but she wasn't ultra feminine. There was a side of her that was obviously very male-ish, but she was pretty. I liked her. I didn't care about that. If you're a transgender woman or a trans man, if you're dating somebody who cannot get over your past because they always have questions, that's a red flag, guys. You don't need to be in that relationship, okay? Because your transition had nothing to do with them. They were not part of it when you transitioned. You can give them some general information about it, but most of it they're going to read on their own on any book that's out there or any YouTube channel of people who are transitioning. A lot of the transitioning are pretty much the same. And what we go through, if they choose to transition physically, is the same. Once they have information of what you went through, that's all they need to know. All personal stuff has nothing to do with it. Okay? And if they're questioning their own gender and their own sexuality, then they need to seek some kind of therapy to help them resolve that. They shouldn't take it out on you and get you involved in it. You can have group counseling to help you sort this out so you can have a healthy relationship, not one that's full of dire consequences and always analyzing and judging. That's judging that just causes problems, being judgmental. And you don't want to be with someone who keeps bringing out your past as the opposite gender you used to be, because they were never part of that life. My parents were part of that life, so it was difficult for them. My son was part of my old self, so when I transitioned, it was difficult for him. Everybody who I've met after I transition, it's up to me if I want to disclose my past with them concerning that. I don't have to. And if they don't like it, then they can keep going on and search for somebody else. Okay? They don't have to be with me. It's that simple. And I don't have time to sit there every few weeks because there's something they don't understand. You know, trans people are re-affected, okay, again, almost like PTSD when they're asked questions too many times on the same subject. That's a question for your therapist. If you want to date me, and if my answers are not enough for you, you need to sit down with a therapist to help you evaluate yourself, not me. I already been through that. I don't need to go through it again with you. You're not a therapist. Okay? Why I bring up marijuana use with Tracy and alcohol abuse is because if you research paranoidism with alcoholics and marijuana use, it affects a part of their brains that causes them to be heightened in the way of paranoidism. My brother's an alcoholic and he's a heavy marijuana user. He has some serious issues with people that cause him to be borderline schizophrenic, always paranoid, and thinking that people are talking about them. He was always suspicious of something going on or something. Whatever it is, whatever problem they have, the marijuana and the alcohol will heighten it, will make it worse. By how much percentage? I don't know, but I did read that. Every time I went to my girlfriend's home, I noticed that every time she asked me personal questions of my past or any generalization of my past, she was somewhat a little bit under the influence of some wine or alcohol, or she's a little bit high from having some marijuana. That's when she feels this thing coming on to ask questions and blurt out things that's borderline offensive to me. And then tomorrow, she would totally forget about it, not even ask me about what we discussed. Okay? When you're being inhibited by these chemicals, you're going to be a way that you normally are not. So the only one who's affected are the person being accosted, me. I put up with that a few times, and it was time to say, no, I don't have to put up with this anymore. When you guys see red flags like this, then you need to say, am I going to deal with this with a therapist and me and my girlfriend trying to work things out because I love her or I have feelings for her and I want to continue? Because I can tell you right now, these people are not the type to go see a therapist to save their relationship. Okay? It's all about them. And some of the red flags that I discussed with you before are control issues. Control issues with people are seen very early on, okay? And control issues is something that happens more within their comfort zone. Control people feel so dominant when they're in their own home, okay? When they're in their own home, they're so much more powerful. They're going to issue ultimatums and choices, okay? If you go out to a restaurant with them, you're neutral, okay? If you're in an outdoor activity, they're in a neutral place. They're not going to be controlling with you, okay? But a control person will always be more dominant in their home. Why? You're in their home. They serve you dinner. You've had intimate times and moments together. You've had deep conversations in their home. It's almost like they've groomed you, okay? And they've done all these things. So of course now they've actually gained a lot of strength and confidence that you're so much into them and you feel so comfortable there that they can tell you whatever they want. That happened with my ex-girlfriend. I'm just sitting there watching television with her, and we're having a light conversation. Out of the blue, she just says to me, if you ever get tattoos in your arms, you're out of here. With the same gesture with her arm. You're out of here. Like an umpire at a baseball game. You're out. And then she said, if you ever buy me a rabbit, you're out. A rabbit? I'd never consider buying anybody a rabbit. But these things made me feel so uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. This was a very masculine approach that she pulled on me. And I seen masculine sides of her, but I never talked to her about it. Because it doesn't matter to me. I liked it on her. It was a different side. We all have dual sides. We're not just black or white. There's some gray areas in everybody. And I liked it in her. To this day, I still like her and I care about her and I have feelings for her. Okay? But these are some of the red flags that I've seen that I've never approached her on. Okay? Very, very aggressive. Very aggressive. And, but they don't see it. They don't see it. Instead, they question you. These are red flags that you're going to see that's going to remain in the relationship forever. It's never going to go away. It's your choice whether you want to tolerate it, talk about it, try to iron it out, or just say, hey, you know, you're not for me, it's time to go. It's not the reason why I've decided to go my separate ways. It's something that I don't want to live with all my life. Okay? You could be dating somebody that's very, very giving, very, very, very caring, very attentive, but might not be very close as giving you affection. Okay? If you're somebody who's seeking love and affection, you're not going to get it from people who can turn cold in a snap of a finger like that. You know? And me, I'm a very caring person. I'll drive 500 miles with you just to buy a car. If I care about you deep enough, okay? I'll sit down with you and try to sort things out. I'll work things out with you if you work things out with me. If you learn to treat me like I treat you. If it's going to be 50-50, I'm all in with you. But if you're not, it's just a matter of time before I say enough is enough. And this is something that's going to remain with them. These issues and these red flags will remain with them for as long as they live. They're going to treat everybody that way. Could that be the reason why her ex-girlfriend hit her? I hope not. I've never, ever laid a hand on any of the women that I dated or married. I was never aggressive with them. I was never aggressive with any of the guys I dated. It's not my makeup. Does it mean that I'm a pussy? No. I know how to treat people. I really do. So, these are the red flags that I saw, and these are the red flags that other people will see when they date people like this, that can't let go of the past, that want to dig up your old history for no apparent reason that will never contribute to your current relationship. That's enough for now, guys. I said a mouthful. Leslie, if you're listening, I care about you. I love you. I wish you the best in your life. Still, as a friend. If you want to reach out to me, talk to me, I will talk to you. Everybody have a nice day, and thanks for listening. Oh, there's one more thing I want to say. In your relationship, you should be concentrating on creating memories, okay? Having fun, enjoying your privacy together, okay? Respecting one another. Treat each other with baby gloves, because you don't know how long we have on this planet, okay? You're together for a reason, not because you have a lot of money or because you're broke or because you're going through a hard time and you need help. You're together because something brought you guys together, okay? Something brought you guys together. Concentrate on today, enjoy your lives, have fun, because tomorrow is not promised to no one.